Assalamu alaikum. Greetings of peace to all of you. How are you all? Actually, this video I want to address something very small that I've noted. I know that there are a lot of individuals, lot of young professionals who have migrated, especially from countries that have been facing challenges recent years, from South Asia, from certain African countries, who have migrated to mostly Middle East, right? Dubai, Qatar, uh, some Saudi Arabia, and I'm in touch with many of you for various reasons. Maybe it's the Oxford Brookes University Research and Analysis Project, or the Cima case studies, or the Cima PER. So for various reasons, I'm in touch, and something that I come across commonly is the resumes, or what we call the CV. And I just want to share one thing, because one of the most common complaints, and something that is continuously coming up these days in these conversations, is that you're stuck looking for a job in the Middle East for a long period of time. And I've been having conversations and I've been helping a few of them at least. And something that I've noted is that it looks like if you're not able to find a job, among the many constraints that you have, one of the biggest constraints is your resume, how you have designed it, how you have presented yourself, the information that you have chosen to include in it, the way that you have chosen to include the information. This is very critical, because among the biggest shortcomings I'm seeing with many of the CVs, and looks like when you look at those CVs itself, looks like among the biggest factors that can hold you back, that can prevent a company executive, a HR executive, from shortlisting your CV to give you a job, is the way you have included the information. It's a very, very competitive market out there, my brother, my sister. I have to tell you, it's highly competitive, which means that you have to be very careful with the first impression you give. So of course, I do support candidates, support young professionals in that aspect. So sure, you can check out the links. You can see how the coaching sessions and the mentoring sessions work. But regardless, in this video, just to share one tip: if you have mentioned your date of birth or your age in your CV, okay, date of birth or your age, please remove it. Just one small tip: remove it. Do not have, or do not try to give an impression of your age or your date of birth. That is not a detail that matters. That is not a detail that actually is of any concern in the modern um, capitalism based economic and meritocratic world. What matters is your experience, what matters is your education, what matters is who you are, what matters is how you present yourself, what matters is the way you've organized that presentation. So that is your CV. Nobody really cares about your age, and you shouldn't. It can actually be a constraint in many cases, right? It can push people back. What you want is an opportunity for an interview. That's what you want. So you need to develop and design and build your curriculum vitae, or your resume, in a way that will attract them, but you withhold sufficient information, because of course, right, when a company hires you, they are definitely going to want to know your birth date. You will have to, but it is not a first impression matter. It's not an element that has any regard at that point. First, you need to get them attracted to you. First, you need to convince them that this is a candidate that is worthy of our time and effort, because a company's time, the time that they consume, the time that they spend interviewing you or reading, even reading your resume, is money. So you have to convince them that you're worth their money, even before you start getting a salary from them. So that is the objective of designing your CV. Please keep that in mind. There's a lot we can talk about it, of course, so you can reach out to me. But otherwise, uh, just in general, okay, by giving you this tip, this small tip, because I've seen the age. I mean, date of birth sometimes is fine, but some CVs have the age, and that is a huge issue. And the reason why I'm making this video is I've seen too many of it. Right? I've seen too much of it that I decided, because now I can just send the link of this video. Okay, but the lesson that you have to learn from this is that you have to decide, or you have to be very careful, and you have to choose, what am I going to include in my CV and what am I going to not include, and even review what you've included to see, have I made the right decisions in deciding or in the consideration of what I have included in the CV. Are there things in my resume that should be, negated, that should be taken out? And are there things in my life, are there things about myself that should go in to the resume? These are the questions that I hope I want to prompt you asking yourself. Good luck and all the very best with your job search, all the very best with your career, all the very best with whatever you're looking to move, or whatever next move you're trying to make with your career. Good luck, and happy learning to all of you. See you around.